And hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Three Guys at the Table. We've got a guest this time. I'm Austin.
I'm Rick. And I'm Steven.
Go ahead,
And our guest is...
Introduce yourself, Dad.
I'm Dan.
You're going to have to talk into the mic some more, Dad. Pick it up.
I'm Dan.
Yeah, Dan's my dad. Dan the Menace, as you guys know from another episode.
Alright.
Don't roll your eyes. You know it's true.
Yes, because we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Dan the Menace.
Talked about our fun little trip.
It sounded very fun, though. I feel like I would have had a good time.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
Now, I can say there were some parts of the trip that I learned about that did not sound that fun. For him, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to elaborate on what happened?
Pull the highlights out.
Pull the highlights. Well, what happened on the way down there before we even left town? Do you want to talk about it?
That shit.
You have
What?
anything to say? Fair enough.
So I had to go real bad.
Well, you told me when we were talking in the car that you had to go at work, and you said I'm going to wait, and you regret that.
I regret it. Yes, I do.
It happens though. Dad, how many
It
times?
happens to the best of us, it does.
Look, I got a lot of stories about you having to do shit at the worst of times.
That just sounds so
It does.
weird on so many levels.
Yes, it did.
It does sound bad, but like, I remember many a times I was walking down the road and having to run to the side or something. You, Mom, Daniel, they all fucking did it.
Well, yes, because
Yeah.
I'm getting old. How's that?
You gotta take a shit,
I mean, yeah,
You gotta go, you gotta go.
That's right.
You're not wrong. I mean, I
It's
don't.
the force, but...
This is not how I wanted to start this off.
Always
but
pride,
it's-
right?
But when they took my gallbladder out, when you have to shit, you have to shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at least you got a medical excuse and not just like
That's
sitting
good
in
point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to shit my pants.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than
it's better than no excuse.
it's better than just shitting your pants for no reason.
It is better than no excuse.
All right, that's like wetting the bed, you know.
I don't know. I'm a red-blooded American. I ain't shit my pants. I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't, Reagan. That's
I'm just saying.
I'm glad that you don't, bro. Man.
I mean, I don't want to do that, but I'm just saying if I did.
Wait until you get older.
Hey, when you get old, it's nice because then you have someone else wipe up for you.
Well, I don't.
I guess it works for some people.
This was your chance to throw in some like hot Filipino nurse or something that you got.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice
Would you get one?
when I get one, yeah. Me, I'd probably get some old German lady, you know, big fat lady saying,
The wart on the side of her face.
yes, there you go.
Broomhilda?
Broomhilda.
Hell yeah. I was thinking of her.
Dude, there used to be a girl on the school bus, Roger's school bus, when I used to ride it in Pennsylvania. We called her Broomhilda. She was this big old girl. Oh, we didn't call it to her face, mind you,
Not?
because she would hit us.
Yeah.
But
Say she's big, but that don't mean she can't pack a punch.
speaking of Roger's school bus, let's talk about Pennsylvania some, Dad. You spent a lot of time up there.
Yes, I did.
You spent your youth up there, correct? You grew up there,
Yes, I did.
mostly. How was it like? What was it like growing up in Pennsylvania in the 60s and the 70s, 80s?
Well, 60s,
You were born in the 60s, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really count.
more like the 80s and 90s. I spent most of my time there. Before that, my dad was in the service, so we traveled all the time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then when he retired, that's where my family's from. My grandmother lived there, so it was time to move back there, and boy, it was hell.
Does Grandma own a plane?
No.
I got to looking at this website one time, a while ago, and doing like some research into our family. Apparently, there's a plane in her name. Yeah,
Plane? What kind of plane?
like a little single flight plane.
Really?
It was weird. Yeah,
A little Cessna or something.
yeah, something like that.
Nothing I know of.
Huh. Did she work at a water company?
Yes, she owned a water company.
She owned a water company.
In the town we lived in, yeah, she owned it for a
She
while.
owned a water company. Oh shit. Because on the website, the same website I was looking up at, she was a financier of it. She was the treasurer of it.
Yes, she owned it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Maybe she does have a plane in her name.
Maybe there is
That's interesting.
Well, she died and I didn't get nothing, so she had no money then.
Fair enough.
She had no plane.
Weird though.
So what was it like traveling around with Grandpa in the service when you were little? Like,
It was alright. I learned a lot. The only bad thing about it is you never have a best friend.
Ooh.
You know what
I know that.
One you grow up with, and you never have that.
One you evolve with.
Exactly.
They grow with you
From
at the same time.
Yeah, from 5th grade up, I did.
Okay.
All right, from 5th grade up, I had Matt Baldwin
oh yeah, I know
and
that.
Michael Inman.
I don't think I ever met Michael.
That's your Aunt Denise's brother.
Oh, okay.
He just got out of prison.
Ah, that runs in our family, guys. Our family runs on that side of the law.
Ooh, yes.
Behind the fences. Like,
Hey, I
no.
was born in Martinsburg, Germany.
Yes, I remember also telling me about that.
Yeah, it was just born on a German military base.
Yes.
Nazi. Okay,
That's right.
Do you remember?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, God.
No, I don't.
No, okay, I wasn't thinking so. But
Do you see where I get my sense of humor?
Yes, I do.
I don't know nothing. I don't remember nothing about it.
Fair enough.
But I know
That's a good thing.
I know the first few years of my life, I wasn't very sick a lot as a kid. But because they fed me ghost milk instead of regular milk. And it's supposed to be better for you. And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very strange. Interesting thing. Huh. I don't know. I would have to. We need to raise 2 children now. One on regular milk and one on goat's milk.
See, I can't have regular
Y'all
milk.
can. I don't want no more children.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, right. You got plenty of them guys.
Yes.
But they're not.
4 that you know of?
They're not. That I know of.
Yeah.
I have 4 that I know of. May have more.
Dad spent a lot of wild time in his early 20s.
Yes.
How many hitchhiking stories have you told me?
A bunch.
A bunch.
There was a bunch.
Yeah.
Back then you could hitchhike. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
Well, then it's dangerous, yeah. Now you get murdered or somebody think you'll murder them.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you'd get murdered back then, but
It was-
But it wasn't as bad,
Yeah.
People partied a lot. They picked you up, got high.
Ass, gas, or grass, no one rides for free. That's where that saying came from.
Exactly.
You've told me that several times. You know that. That's weird. It's all right.
I'm sure I wish I had a drink right now, y'all. A rum and coke would be real good.
I told you, don't be nervous. It'll be okay. Be
Nah, I just want a rum and coke. Damn.
Alcohol.
I can't help with that one.
I'm just kidding.
So, you guys have anything you want to ask? Any particular questions about his life experiences, anything like that?
What was the weirdest experience you had while hitchhiking? How about that?
Ooh, weirdest one.
What's the weirdest one?
All right. I got picked up with this guy and this girl was going down the road in a van. They picked me up. They asked me if I wanted to smoke a joint of mean green. To me, mean green is unreal. Well, their mean green was not.
Was not homegrown.
It was not what it was, but it wasn't just
It
homegrown.
was special. Homegrown.
Yes.
Okay.
It had PCP in it.
oh wow,
And it was really crazy. Then they let me out at the exit because you're not allowed to hitchhike in the interstate. So let me out, and I got picked up by this girl, and she was crying, and she said, "I don't normally pick hitchhikers up, but she said I just got fired from my job." She said, "You want to go have a few drinks?" And I said, "Sure." Well, I lost 4 hours because I don't remember anything. Right? Well, then she tripped me up the highway, dropped me off, and then I got picked up by this truck driver, and he said, "You must have had a fun time." I said, "Why do you say that?" He says, "Because you've got hickeys all over your neck." I look at my neck, and I had hickeys everywhere, and I don't remember any of it.
You had such a great time and no memory of it.
But it was 8 hours of time that I had to have fun.
It must
I
have
had
been wonderful
hickeys
because clearly you had a great time. According to someone else.
Screwing someone else. I don't remember nothing.
Now, when someone else says you've had a great time, normally you really do.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, you had a wild time, right?
But I don't remember nothing.
Oh, wait, what's he talking about?
But it was awesome, though. I mean, I met a lot of people. Well, I met a lot of cool people hitchhiking.
How was truck driving in college? See, I make fun of this a lot.
Oh my god.
The fact that my parents met at a truck driving college.
Truck driving school, and they put us in a hotel. And I met his mom, and
they put you in a hotel.
Yes.
Interesting. All right.
Yes.
Then until you go to orientation, have to do orientation. Well, anyway, we got drunk. And the night before, well, we all graduated, we all got our things that we're going to meet our driver and we're going to go off the next day.
All right.
Well, we got drunk, and since it was my idea to do it, I didn't get a job. But the only person that stood up for me was his mom.
Oh, okay.
So I knew her for 26 days. Well, she called me about 2 weeks later to meet her in Tennessee. She was ready to quit driving the truck.
Go ahead and tell them what you told me while you were telling the story.
What about?
You couldn't refund the ticket.
Oh yeah, well, she sent me a ticket, a bus ticket. I couldn't refund it, so I said, "Well, oh hell, I'll just go to Tennessee then." So I went to Tennessee. I knew her for 26 days. We got married, and we were married for 24 years.
It's wild. Wow.
Well, actually, we're still married.
Technically still married, but
we haven't lived together in 4 years. So
yeah.
Gotcha.
So they're like pretty much legally separated and shit, but that's still wild. It's wild.
It's a very strange story.
It's very different.
It sure is different.
First time I heard her accent, though, I said, "That's going to be my next wife," and I was just joking.
I didn't mean it at the
You
time.
gotta preference that with the fact that you were married beforehand to someone who I still to this day think you're stupid for divorcing. Like, this woman had it made. You were made with this girl.
Money doesn't buy happiness, though.
I know, but I'd rather cry in a sports car than in my fucking Jeep out there.
It was fun while it lasted, I
can understand where you're coming from because I would really enjoy to have a sports car right now. That would be fun.
I'd really like to have a Harley.
I'm not so sure.
I'd really like to have a Harley, so I wish I was with her right now.
She might buy you one, knowing her.
No, she won't. But she's been married 5 times since and kept my last name.
Ha. She said it's
Send her a postcard.
Yeah. She's been married 5 times and got divorces and kept my last name, so.
Still married now, or?
No, she's not married right now.
I know. It's in the stars.
But
you might have an opportunity there.
Yeah, but guys, she's been married 5 times. Come on,
That's right.
There's something going on there.
yeah, well, she don't have to do that. I won't even go there. Yes.
Right? Let's not.
I'm going to that category.
Let's not do that.
What about you, Reagan? Anything you want to ask?
This is the first time I met him. I don't really know what you said. Oh, you said he was a trucker. Okay. How long did you drive a truck?
I didn't.
He
They wouldn't give me a flag.
He couldn't get the job. They got drunk beforehand, so they
And
didn't
since
get the job.
That's okay.
Since I organized it, they said that they couldn't have me, and there was 12 people involved, and the only one that stood up for me was his mom.
That's right. Okay, my bad. I guess I must have missed that part. My bad.
So I just turned my CDLs in.
How long were you a painter? I know you were a painter for.
I was a painter. Well, when I first came to Georgia, I worked at the hospital in the. I transported patients and prepped them for surgery. But
Because mom drew blood there too.
right, yes. And then I met who is her boyfriend now,
This is weird.
and he was a painter, and he taught me how to paint. And I painted for about 25-30 years now.
Oh, okay.
What was the craziest time you had painting? Like, what was the worst painting experience you had? What was the worst house to paint? Do you remember a particular bad experience that was like, why did I do this shit?
No, but I remember knocking over a 5-gallon bucket of paint in this really wealthy, person's house on the rug.
On the rug.
On the rug, yeah.
Yikes. Well, how did that conversation go?
I'm not telling.
I'm guessing not well.
It was not good. And then I ran over one of my bosses' radio with a forklift, and I told him, I don't know who did it. What was about? I didn't do it.
Wasn't me.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Why don't you put that over here?
Well, yeah. Actually, it's probably better. Damn, let me find out Dad's smarter than I am right now. Hey, that works.
No, I just been off drugs for a while.
Makes the brain think clearer.
Right.
Let's see. Painting. You painted with Gene for 24 years, huh?
Yes, I think. Well, painted with Gene for about 15 years, and I painted with Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
Not singer, but Alan Jackson for another 5 to 6 years, and I had my own business for 3 years.
Yeah. They used to pick on my sister about that. Every time they'd be like, Alan Jackson's here, and she liked country music so much, she'd go running outside. Her little snowy ass would come trotting out there and get disappointed every time.
You know what's funny about that? My dad has actually worked for her on the singer Alan Jackson's house.
Oh, nice.
He lives up here. He has actually painted his house.
Yes, he does live around here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Interesting.
He ended up selling that house, and I don't know actually why he sold that house, but he ended up remodeling it though before he sold it, which was weird.
But you know that Alan Jackson's really bald. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Really?
I don't know much about him, so no, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, Alan Jackson has like a sexy mullet that most people know of. It's like a mullet type hair.
Yeah, but he's bald. It covers it up.
Really?
But he can afford it too, so.
Fair enough. Might as well. You got the money, spend on more hair.
Yes, son. When you get rich, I want new hair. Okay.
Okay. See, I'm going to embrace the bald. I'm going the opposite direction.
He's going to embrace the shine.
Oh, no.
My ultimate goal is to be a 60-year-old Mr. Clean. Jacked with a white soul patch.
That's not a bad idea.
Right?
Go
Sounds
for it,
like
man.
fire. That's what my goal is.
Austin's already accepted baldness.
I have. I'm not even bald yet, and I've accepted baldness.
I never have. And I've been going bald since I was 19 years old. Now I'm really bald, and I hate it.
I know you passed on those genes to me.
Yeah, my dad's almost 60 years old and he has a full head of hair. I don't plan on losing my hair either.
Oh man,
See, I want to get.
I don't know.
I want to get.
We'll see what happens.
Oh,
you lose it or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably end up. I'm going to embrace it.
You see, I don't mind going bald. Like, I'll shave my head bald, but I like when to go back.
You like the option of going. See, that's man. That's like being. It's like being half trans or something.
No, like the look of being bald doesn't bother me.
Yeah, like being half trans.
Wait, which part?
What?
Which part of you is half trans? The top or the bottom?
I'm ignoring your line of questions.
Fine. Don't answer me.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Anything else we can think of that's be good to ask?
I don't know. I don't know the history very well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What was it like? Did you pay attention to how the presidential elections were or anything like that when you were growing up?
Well, I voted the first time ever when Bill Clinton was in office.
This is the first time you ever voted was
Right.
voted for Clinton?
And then just the other day, I just got a voting card in the mail again. So, but I don't think I can vote.
No, I think because you're a registered felon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're a convicted felon. Felons can't vote. Which is wild. I feel like if they're...
I thought they changed that law. I thought they were thinking about changing that law.
I feel like they should. Because like,
I feel like they might.
I don't see why no reason. I don't see no reason why a felon should.
yeah, like if they went through the criminal justice system...
Well, if you murder somebody, yes, I understand that. But I just got caught in drugs.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying, like, if you're in prison, yeah, maybe you should be able to vote.
Right.
If you're out on the streets, you're legally out, you're doing whatever you can to get there. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to vote.
If you've been let free,
then you should be able to vote.
Right.
Hold on. I gotta go with I gotta agree with Dad. I gotta go with
He is
Dad.
correct, though. You are right.
I gotta go with Dad's here on murderers. Maybe depends on the reason. But like,
Seriously.
there's some people who shouldn't vote.
Right.
But if you're locked up, I understand.
if you're locked
they
up,
should be able to get to vote. They shouldn't have that right.
Yeah. I don't
If
know.
you did your time and paid for it,
Yeah.
and you're out in the free world, I think you should be able to vote no matter what.
Yeah. Then again, our system's not about reformity, so they don't believe in that.
Right.
It's kind of like the same thing. I believe, like, if you send an 18-year-old to war, an 18-year-old should be able to buy anything.
Exactly, I agree with you. 100%.
Shit. When you were younger, you could go with 12-year-old to buy cigarettes.
I could go buy cigarettes for my dad. And right down the street, we go to the store and get back cigarettes from that. Now,
to be fair, if you watch the Flintstones now, there are the cigarette commercials on there.
The Flintstones used to be all
amazing.
right?
It's just like, smoke, kids, it's good for you.
That's something.
Thanks.
Did you pay attention to advertisement, Eddie? Like how blatant was advertisement back then?
There was a lot of liquor commercials on back then. There was
Cigarettes,
beer. I mean, everything. But now, people do something up their ass and they don't want. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that if they make it, people should have the choice. And they shouldn't say it. You know, people shouldn't protest against it or say anything against it, and them take it off the air.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
I get.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it should be just
Because it is a freedom of speech.
Exactly.
It should be. If someone gets upset about it, they should move on instead.
I mean, if they get upset, that's their business. You know.
You don't have to look at it.
That's why I don't understand censorship. When you're listening to a song that has a cuss word in it, why censor the word fuck?
Right.
It's in the song. It is the lyric.
You chose to play.
And that's straight.
You chose to listen to it.
I
If you don't like that song, don't listen to it.
That's probably your favorite word.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let me
It's
tell
a pretty good word. It expresses a lot.
It is a good word, and I'm about to use it right now. If you don't like a fucking song, don't fucking listen to it. It's
That's
just
right.
like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, fuck
100%.
Fuck can be used in a lot of good situations. Like it can be an adjective,
Like the ing
a
on the
noun.
end of
It
it.
expresses extreme.
A phrase. It can be lots of things.
Yes, yes, it can.
It expresses a big, extreme something.
Yeah, it can be a noun, a verb, an adjective.
So, I don't think they should do anything about it. Fuck. That's what I'd say.
I don't know. Is it right? Might as well.
Yeah, think about it, like, Stevie, you confess your love to somebody, like, right, and then you're just like, I love you. And then you're just like, I fucking love you. Which one are you going to believe more? Like, I mean,
I don't know. I feel like
I fucking love you.
It would depend on the person for sure, but if you said the second, I fucking love you, I would be like, yeah, he loves me.
Alright, well, see,
I
I fucking love you.
Let's talk about your midlife crisis.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Open a conversation.
That's a great way to
We're opening a can of worms. Let's see what goes down here.
the nipples.
I
Hang on now. I was not prepared for this.
I do not think it was
I
I don't think it's a midlife crisis. I just got drunk and my nipples burst. I wanted back then when I was in my 20s. I chickened out. I was in my 50s and I said, fuck yeah, go ahead. And then it was a lot of pain and pleasure at the same time.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard that's the way it is, and I don't really want to experience it.
See, thank you.
Good for you. I mean, you had 30 years to think about it.
That's
You
right.
might as well make up your mind and go for
The
it.
only thing that's
Well done.
The only
I
thing
can't
that's-
say anything bad about it.
The only thing that's ever going to pierce my body is going to be a tattoo needle. That's about it.
But that isn't.
Well, I have a few tattoos too, though.
Yeah.
Well, it pierces like the top
I mean,
part of the
tattoos.
skin, so.
I'm thinking about getting Jacob's ladder on my dick. No. Jacob's ladder on my dick.
You know what they put the bars.
Yeah, I got you.
People connected to the nipples. On one giant chain.
Ooh.
Pull me around.
Oh my god. Oh, kid.
Now that's how you win her back.
Oh, kid.
I'll finally get my car.
So, how many tattoos do you have, Dad? He's counting right now.
He's counting fully.
I don't know, about 9.
Yeah, you got like 9 or 10. Huh?
Yeah. Some that nobody gets to see, but certain people.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What? Tell him about your first tattoo.
My first tattoo was an eagle.
Yeah.
This is
He's
in my
got
groin area.
He's got an eagle attacking his dick, pretty much.
And I was going to have it say, going in for the kill. I just never got the writing done. I just got the eagle done.
Well, he should
When
not.
did you get your first tattoo?
When I got my divorce from my first wife.
Oh, I didn't.
No, it wasn't. My first one was a dagger right here.
Oh, it was that little sword you got covered up?
that I did with the Indian ink and
Oh, you did that
and
one.
a needle. My friend Randy and I did. Randy Wells and I did.
Really? Uncle Randy? You and Uncle Randy did that?
Yes, we both had one. When he went to prison, he got his covered up.
No. Damn, some bond.
So I figured when I got mine covered up.
Might as well cover mine up.
But the second one, the one I got done professionally, the first one I got done professionally was when I got my first divorce.
Okay.
When it was fine, I went out and got drunk and went to the tattoo place right next door. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How was Rhode Island?
Rhode Island was good. I learned a lot.
Can't stand the way that people talk up there.
Let's go to the car. Go to the bar and have a beer.
I hate it. I hate that accent
Well,
so much.
You don't like the New England?
The New England and the Boston accent, I hate it. Like, I cannot talk to my oldest brother. I can't do it. I physically
Wait, you can't talk to who?
My oldest brother.
Your oldest brother?
Don't feel bad, I can't either. I don't want to. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that for a different reason? I feel like that's for a way different reason.
I physically can't talk to you.
What about a New Yorker? Can you talk to him?
New Yorker's okay. I can get over that.
Oh.
I just can't
After
stand
they take the marbles out
understand
of their
Boston.
mouth, they understand you. After you take the marbles out of their mouth, you can understand them.
I don't know that northern accent though. Water. You see, yours has died down a lot from being down here.
Yes, but it does come out.
When
I get mad.
When you get mad and frustrated and shit, that thing comes out, and then you laugh, and then I laugh at it because I can't take it seriously.
My boss does the same thing. I'll get mad and I'll say, that fucking water. And he'll say, what the hell?
What did you just say?
Excuse me?
Could you repeat your last word? Creek is another one.
Okay, y'all say creek. Yeah. Y'all say creek down here.
Yeah.
We say creek up there.
Crick.
Like a crick in your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Well, a creek in the floor. What the fuck?
I've never heard that response. That's a good one. He's got a point there. He's got me on that one.
Okay, my ex-wife used to say naked. Naked. It's naked.
Yeah. I'm naked.
Strange.
Naked. It's just...
Tomato.
That's just where you were raised. I don't know. So it's an interesting way.
Yeah, the English language is weird.
It really is.
Yeah, don't get me started on C and frickin' Sean.
Oh, yeah. Alright, this is something that you picked my name. You picked out Zachary Sean Austin Fowler.
Right.
You spelled Sean the proper way, and I appreciate you for that. You know, Sean can be also spelled S-E-A-N.
C.
Which is like, that's seen, right? Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Kind of like that.
Yes.
So in other words, how does C, S-E-A, and then you just add an N to that make Sean? That's the part I don't understand. How does that add in order
understanding? It's just
actually, I just said it. His mama wrote it.
So he might have been talking about the other one.
I don't know. I just know that I said the name, and all my kids had four names.
Yeah, and also all the boys have biblical names, really. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel,
Matthew,
and Daniel, Zachary,
and Zachariah. That's where that derives from.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until like not too long ago.
I'm just Dan.
Dan's in the Bible, I feel like.
Daniel
Yeah.
came from, I guess my ex-wife wanted to put, well, it's my wife, because she's not my ex-wife. She wanted Daniel, kind of like, not just Dan, just...
It's not Junior, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want a junior either. I mean, no. It was bad enough to have one of me, and have a junior would be bad.
Yeah, because you got a brother who's a junior, right?
I need to...
Not before it's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you better now.
Yeah, because you got a brother who's a junior, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Uncle Donnie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right. Call him
He's
Don.
your uncle.
Yeah, I know. I was saying that.
Yeah.
Good job, Austin.
Oh my god.
You brought up bad memories.
I did. Brought up family issues. What is this? We'll skip over it.
Introduce a Rose. Come on now.
The only family I have is my kids and my kids.
My kids and my kids.
Kids and my kids. Fair enough.
And their kids.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's fair. There's a lot of those too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's see. I'm trying to think of
I
anything
can't
else.
think of anything to ask him at the moment because I don't really know everything about him.
Well, it's more just
What
asking,
else?
like, he grew up at a different time than we did, so you can ask about how things were then. That's really what I was going for.
Yeah, so pretty much this whole podcast is about us calling you old.
Pretty much. Essentially.
thanks, son.
We love you, Dad. Come on.
Well, I don't look too bad being 60 years old though. I'll be 60 years old in 2 years.
Not even.
Well, not a year.
A year and a half.
That's how I believe. Yeah, my dad's saying he'll be 60 in 2 years as well.
Nice.
Yeah, that's him.
But man, consider everything that you've been through. You've been pretty good.
Yeah, mine's almost 70,
so
I can't say anything.
You got the old dad here.
He was he actually was the one who took me to the dance today, and he was talking about all the old pranks that his friends used to pull in college. Apparently, at one point, they got a bunch of lobsters, and I don't know where he got the lobsters from, but it was one of his friends. He put one in each of the bathroom stalls in the toilets.
A lobster in the toilet?
Just for the hell of it.
Huh.
So he ended up with like a few left over, which I don't know how, but he gave one to one of his friends, and he decided, all right, I'm going to do something funny. He decides to tie a string to it, and apparently it's a lucky shot. Throws it over a tree.
Oh, God.
And gets it in the tree. Every single time a pretty blonde girl with a bunch of books would walk by, he let the string go, let the lobster come in her face, and immediately pulled back up. She'd scream. Everyone in the building next to her would come outside, look around, look up in the tree. They couldn't see anything. They didn't know nothing.
Your dad's friends assaulted women with lobsters?
Yeah!
It was weird.
I mean, to be fair, he was the one who assaulted cars with putty and fireworks.
What kind of wild shit did you do? What kind of pranks did you and your friends do?
We used to corn cars.
Corn cars?
Corn cars.
That sounds a lot worse than...
You know the old, the cow corn?
Yeah.
Out in the field, you know?
Right.
Not the kind of weed, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
Right, yeah, okay.
We take off the cob, and we sit on the hill when the car go by with handfuls of corn at it.
So you essentially just start roasting cars?
It'd be like rocks, but I mean, it'd be smaller. Don't mess up the car.
Right.
But it'd scare the hell out of them, and they screw the brakes. And I remember we used to soap windows too. Big bars of soap.
Yeah.
We're in our hometown where I grew up, and there's no black people, excuse me, but
No,
I'm not prejudiced. But I went to soap this window, and all I seen was white eyes and white teeth, and I said, "What the fuck?" And I said,
Oh, that's so bad. Wow.
I said, "Holy shit!" And it ran like hell.
I feel.
I mean, that reminds me of Calvin, man. Calvin was that way. We knew this guy in the set town when we used to live up there. He was like one of the few black guys who lived in town. Not even in town. He just lived in the outskirts of town. And he would literally hide in the shadows of buildings and pop out and scare people.
Because they couldn't see him.
Because they couldn't. And he would tell you, he's like, I'm so dark you can't see me, so of course I'm going to do this. I'm like, what the fuck, Calvin? That's fucked up, man.
What a catchphrase. Yeah. I'm so dark you can't see me.
And he was so black you couldn't see him, even when he smiled in the dark. That's what we always tell him. Calvin was cool as shit, though.
Tell him where he is now.
He's in prison now.
He's in prison now.
Yeah, he's in, what, dude, because his house got raided. He was,
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I know, I talked to Daniel about it when it happened, because he was out and about then, you know. And his house got raided on the beach. He had a big operation going out of there. He got busted in on. He's going to prison for a while.
Well, he spent a lot of prison.
I mean, he's been
when I was friends with him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
I
that's...
hated it, but
So it was already in his past. He was coming.
Yeah, I mean...
That was bound to happen.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know? An old dog's going to keep doing those old tricks, you know? I hate to say it, but...
Normally, yeah.
that is true.
That's normally how it goes, like...
Like
there are those few individuals who will not, but it's very rare.
When you gotta get off probation. No.
Don't say that!
Just kidding.
I know. You're good. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. This was fun though. We need to do this again.
We definitely should. Yeah,
this was fucking fun. I had a really good time with this. I didn't know how this was gonna go. This was really good.
I was
Maybe prepare better questions next time.
Yes, we should prepare better questions.
Yeah, we can prepare stuff next time. I just wanted to do a test to see how this went. This was a really fucking good test.
Thank you. Did I pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass with flying colors. I know you don't pass much testing.
No, I didn't. Unless I was dating a teacher.
Wait, is it possible to pass the test?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Depends on the test.
It just depends on the... Yeah, he's on it.
Hold on. There's some tests you don't want to pass. Because what if you get a positive on like a drug test? That's a bad.
That's wrong.
That's bad. That's bad. You don't want a positive on a drug test. That's a bad thing.
Yeah, but you're not passing because passing would be.
I'm not sure who to listen to because he just said that's wrong.
Yeah, you want to be passing. What do you mean?
I know. I was making a joke because
It was a horrible one.
because
Boo!
if you get a positive, you think that's good, right? You're like, oh, it's positive. I passed. No, you're failed.
You're trying to get a negative.
That's the one test you want to fail. You want to get a negative on that one. That pregnancy test. And STD test. I'm thinking of a lot of tests now that you want to get negatives on.
Wait a minute.
I've been 58 years old. I've never got one. Thank God.
Well, hold on.
Skanky women.
Hold on. Crabs is technically an STD, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I feel like it is.
It is not. It is not.
I don't need to know these things.
Because I know the bitch I
Okay.
got it from.
DNI.
I'm sorry.
You're good, man. You're good. It's been fun.
You look so uncomfortable.
Like,
sitting
it looks
there.
like-
Either that or you're just like, I'm down for whatever.
I'm just chilling.
Fair enough, you're down for whatever.
Any closing remarks from anybody? You got any final things you want to add, Dad? To let the people know?
All right.
Any words you want to say?
No, I'm good.
I'm good. Alright, no worries. Anything?
Final word? Anyone? No.
Any
I got
final
nothing.
words?
I got nothing. I got no final words of wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know. Have a good one.
No.
I guess that's the end. Thanks for that.
Alright, well, we'll end it here. Thanks, guys. This has been fun.
You got a better idea?
No, I don't got one.
All right.
Y'all have a good night. See you next episode.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.